Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve February-March 2024. Now I'm going to start with task number 1, which is evidence document. They ask you to open the file co2evidence.rtf and make sure that your name, center number, candidate number will appear on every page of this document. So in order to do this step, I'm going to open the folder which has the supporting files and then double click on the evidence document and insert in the header and footer section. I'm going to double click at the top of the page and insert my details, starting with my name and then the center number, and then candidate number. When we are done, close the header and footer and then save it as evidence followed by your candidate number. Go to File, Save As, and choose the supporting files, the folder. No need to change the type because they didn't mention the question paper to change it. I'm only going to change the name of the file, which is evidence followed by your candidate number. Just make sure, guys, that you write in capital letters as they mentioned in the question paper. When you are done, save it, minimize it for later use. This is what they asked you to do in this step, okay? Now, I'm going to move to task number 2, which is document. You are going to edit a report about video gaming. The company uses corporate house style for all its documents. Paragraph styles must be created and applied as instructed. Using suitable software package, open the file co2gaming.rtf. I'm going to use the Word application. So just double click on the file name, which is CO2 Gaming. It will directly open in the Word application. They ask you to just make sure that the page setup is set to A4 landscape orientation 2.5 centimeters margins. They already applied these changes and they are telling you to not make any changes to these settings. So I'm not going to make any changes for these settings. 2 paragraph styles have already been created. Also, I'm not going to make any changes for these 2 styles. Now, we need to save the document in the work area with a file name GA Market. In order to save it GA Market, you have to make sure it is saved in the format of the software you are using. So I need to save it as Word document, and also I need to change the file name to GA Market. In order to do this, go to File and then click on Save As, choose the location of the supporting files, and then change the file name to GA Market, all capital letters as they mentioned in the question paper. Make sure to change the type to Word document because they asked you to change it to the format of the software you are using. So I'm going to change it to Word document. When I'm done, I'm going to click on Save, and then they will ask you to take a screenshot to show them that you have saved this document as Word document and you have changed the name to GA Market. In order to do this step, you just simply can go to the folder where you locate the files and take a screenshot to show that it is GA Market and it is as Microsoft Word document. Click on Windows Shift S and then take a screenshot showing the file name and its type. Make sure that all the data is 100% accurate and it's also 100% visible. Okay, you have to make sure that all the details are 100% visible. Then go back to the evidence document and paste it in step number 1, evidence. So this is how we take this screenshot. Okay, now step number 2, they are telling you to place in the header of the GA Market document the text Gaming Review by colon, followed by space, then your name, center number, and candidate number. All these must be applied in the right section of the header. In order to do this, I'm going to go back to the Word document and then double click at the top of the page. Then I'm going to choose from the header the 3 columns. We choose the 3 columns in order to make sure that all the alignments are accurate. Okay, so I'm going to choose the 3 columns and then we will go to the right placeholder and start typing the sentence Gaming Review by colon, and then we are going to write our details. So click on the right section, placeholder, and start typing Gaming with capital G, Review by colon, then space, then add your details as usual. When you are done, just make sure if we don't want to add any other details in the header section, you have to remove the placeholders. So delete the extra placeholders if you do not need them and you won't add any extra information in the header section. Now I need to place in the footer automated page numbers right aligned. So also I'm going to go to the footer and choose the 3 columns in order to make sure that the alignments are 100% accurate. Go to the right placeholder and then choose from the quick parts field. From the field, just type from the keyboard the letter P. It will take you immediately to the page number. So just you can click on the P letter from the keyboard and then click on OK. It will apply page number or automated page number. So it will appear on every page in this document. If I don't need to add any extra information in the footer section, you have to remove the placeholders. When you are done, close the header and footer sections and then make sure all the alignments match the page margins. We have already done this step before because if you remember, I always choose the 3 columns for the header and section, for the header and footer sections in order to apply the alignments 100% accurate. No other text or placeholders are included. I already removed the placeholders, the extra placeholders, and the headers and footers are displayed on all pages. They are already displayed on all pages. Okay, now step number 3. Select the subheading Games and the following text up to and including the paragraph ending same hardware and performance. So I need to start highlighting from the subheading Games to the end of the paragraph which ends with the sentence same hardware and performance. Go back to the Word document, start highlighting from the subheading Games and go downward in order to find the sentence which is the same hardware and performance. We only need to highlight this area. Now I need to change the page layout so that only this text is displayed in 2 columns of equal width with 1.5 centimeter space between them. So I need to split this into 2 columns, all right? In order to do this, you have to go back to Layout and then choose Columns, then click on More Columns and choose 2 columns. It is already equal in the column width or with the column width, but I need to change the spacing to 1.5 centimeters. Because my laptop is in inches, so I'm going to delete all the number with the inches. If you can see, it was in inches. So I need to delete it with the inches symbol and write down 1.5 cm to make it in, or to apply the changes in centimeters, not in inches. And then press on OK. It will be splitted into 2 columns. Now, step number 4, we need to apply numbered bullets 1, 2, 3 to the text, starting from action games to the end of role-playing games. We need to find out these lines or these paragraphs, and I need to apply numbering list for these sentences. Go back to the Word document, start to find them. I just can find them immediately. Start to highlight from action games until the end of the sentence role-playing games, and then go to the home ribbon, search for the numbering list icon. This is the numbering list icon. Click on it. So it will apply number list to these items. Now, make sure that the numbers are aligned at the left margin. Guys, just make sure to understand the step, okay? Because it's very sensitive. When they ask you to make sure that the bullets or the numbers are aligned at the left margin and they didn't give you a specific indentation, they didn't tell you that you have to indent the numbers or the bullets, for example, 1.5 centimeters. They only mentioned in the question that they have to be aligned at the left margin. It means that you have to set the indentation to 0 centimeters. Okay, you have to change the indentation to 0 centimeters from the left side. So in order to do this, you highlight them, you go to the paragraph group and click on the small arrow beside it. And then in the before text box, you have to delete the number and write down 0. You have to change it to 0 centimeters. So in the question paper, if they ask you to set specific indentation, you just write down the indentation right here. If it was 1 centimeter, just write down 1 centimeter. 2 centimeters, just write down 2 centimeters. But if they are telling you that they have to be aligned to the left margin, it means that you have to change the indentation to 0. Then press on OK. So this is how we make them aligned at the left margin. The list is in a single line spacing, no space before or after. So I'm going back to the paragraph group again and make sure that the before after they are set to 0, 0, and the line spacing, it has to be single. Press on OK. There is 6 point space after only the last item in this list. So I'm going to highlight only the last item in this list, only they highlight this item, which is the last one, and go back to the paragraph group and make the spacing after 6 points. So this is how we apply spacing only for the last item in this list, okay? All right. This is everything related to step number 4. Now, if I go back to step number 5, they are telling you to create and store the following style, basing it on the default normal paragraph style. I need to create a new style, and we need to base it on the default normal paragraph style. In order to do this, go back to the Word document. Guys, please make sure where you start creating this new style. If you are standing right here, the cursor is positioned right here, just make sure that you have to know which style has been applied for this text. So if I put the cursor right here, the GA body style has been applied for this paragraph. So when I create my new style, we have to return it back to this default applied style. If I'm just putting the cursor right here, just make sure that you have to change it back to the GA title style. Okay, so before starting to create a new style, just be careful that you have to know which default paragraph style has been applied for this text or for this paragraph. All right, now if I go back to the styles group, we click on the small arrow and then we choose a new style. The dialog box will appear. We will start to define a new style, which is GA-subhead. So I'm going to write down GA-subhead in the name box. They told you to base it on the default normal paragraph style. When they ask you to change it to the default or base it to the default normal paragraph style, it means that you have to make sure that the style type is paragraph, and you have to make sure that the style based on is normal. Okay, just be careful, guys, to change these two boxes when they are asking you to base it on the default normal paragraph style. Now, I'm going to change the font to serif. Serif, it's not a font, guys. Okay, serif is a group of fonts. It's any font which has edges. So to make it easier for the students, we usually tell them to change serif to Times New Roman. When they ask you to apply the serif font, just choose Times New Roman, because Times New Roman is one of the fonts that has edges. So make sure to write down one of the fonts that has edges. I'm going to write down Times New Roman. It's not serif. We don't have a font named serif, okay? And then the font size, it has to be 20. I'm going to write 20 in this box. And it has to be center, bold, italic, all caps. Center, aligned from here. Bold, italic. These are the enhancements. And also, you have to make sure that all the letters, they have to be in capital letters. In order to change this, you go to Format and choose the font group. You can find a checkbox here named All Caps. Just activate it. This is how we apply these changes for this style, okay? When you are done, just click on OK. As I mentioned before, this style will be applied automatically for the text you position the cursor on. So I need to return it back to the default style which has been applied before. So I need to change it back to GA title, okay? Just make sure to change it back to the default applied style. Now, when we are done, they will ask you to take a screenshot to show that you have defined this style and make sure that there is evidence that you have based this on the default normal paragraph style. So I'm going to click on the small arrow beside the GA subhead from the style organizer or style manager right here and choose modify. Make sure that all the definitions are clear right here, 100%. And then take a screenshot by clicking on Windows Shift S, take a screenshot for this dialog box. Then paste it in your evidence document in step number 5, evidence. All right? Okay, so this is how we create and apply a new style. Now, step number 6, they are telling you to identify the 3 subheadings in the document and apply the GA subhead style to each one. Subheadings, it means the titles of the paragraphs, guys. Okay, so I'm going to find out the 3 titles of the 3 paragraphs in my document, and I need to change these subheadings to apply the GA subhead style on them. Go back to the Word document, find out the subheadings. This is one of the 3 subheadings, which is games. Just highlight it or put the cursor, whatever you want, and click on GA subhead. It will be applied. Also, we have video gaming, consoles. Also, we have to highlight it or put the cursor and click on GA subheading or subhead. And the last one, it's cloud gaming. So you need to find them and apply this style. Okay? Now, step number 7, they are telling you to locate and move the paragraph. Locate, it means search or find. For this paragraph starting with cloud gaming, ending with the sentence to access content. And the word move, it means cut. So you have to cut this paragraph and position it in another location. Now locate, I need to find out the cloud gaming, or the paragraph starts with cloud gaming is a method. You just can find it manual, or you just can use the tool find, which is Control F, okay? Or from the keyboard, or just you can click on the find tool from here. So whatever you want, just find out the paragraph. Where is the paragraph starting with cloud gaming is a method. If I go back right here, it's right here. If you find the paragraph and you need to highlight it, you just can triple click on it. It will highlight the whole paragraph immediately. All right, triple click. Now, in order to move it, I'm going to click on Control X from the keyboard, or right click cut in order to remove it from its position and place it in another position. And they told you to, so that it appears as a new paragraph immediately after the heading cloud gaming. Go to the heading cloud gaming, put the cursor right here, and just paste the paragraph. It will be pasted. Right click paste, or Control V from the keyboard. If you have any extra lines, just remove it, please. Okay, you have to delete any extra lines. All right. Now, in step number 8, place a cloud shape aligned to the right of the column and the top of the paragraph, starting with there are many advantages. We need to insert a new shape right here and position it to the related paragraph. This shape, it has to be a cloud shape. And then I'm going to apply some changes on this shape. All right. Now find out where is the paragraph, starting with there are many advantages. Here you go. Just put the cursor right here, whatever you want, because I'm going to remove the shape as they mentioned in the question paper. And then go to Insert, choose Shapes. From the Basic Shapes group, you just can find the cloud shape, which is right here. All right? Click on the cloud shape and draw the cloud shape like this. Then apply the changes they will tell you to format. Format the shape so that it is resized to a width of 5 centimeters. We have to make the width of this shape 5 centimeters. Go to the format ribbon related to this shape, and then from the height and width boxes right here, change the width to 5 centimeters. I'm going to write down 5 cm and click on Enter. Now the outside edge of the cloud, it has to be black, 3 to 4 points thick. We need to change the outline of this shape to make it black, and the thickness, it has to be 3 to 4 points. In order to do this, you go to the shape outline and you choose the color black. Then you go back to the shape outline, you go to the weight, and from the weight you have to choose a width or weight between 3 to 4 points. So just you can choose the 3 pt, it's going to be fair enough. Okay. Step number 3, it is filled with light gray shading, 10 to 25%. I need to change the fill color for this shape to light gray, and it has to be between 10 to 25%. In order to do this, go to the shape fill. You have the gray degrees right here. Just choose any degree which is between 10 and 25%. This one is 15%. As you can see, it's written right here, darker 15%. So you can choose this gray color right here. Okay, it's 15%. It is between 10 and 25%, so it's going to be fair enough. Okay, the text wraps around the shape. We need to make the text wraps around the shape. In order to do this, you have to go to the wrap text and choose square. You have to go to the wrap text and choose square to make the text wraps around the shape. This is how we make the text wraps around the shape. Now, we need to make sure that we have to position the shape right here, okay? And it has to be to the right of the column, and also the top of the shape, it has to be at the top of the paragraph, starting with there are many advantages. So that's why I'm going to click enter just to move this line, which is there are many advantages, to the right column, so that the shape will be aligned to the top of this paragraph and to the right align, or to be right aligned to the column, to this column, okay, to the second column. So make sure, guys, that you have to, I did undo just to make it again for you. Make sure that you have to move this line to the other column just by clicking enter from the keyboard. It will be moved to the other section. Okay, this is how we create the shape, and this is how we format the shape. Now, they are asking you in step number 9 to enter the text cloud gaming in the cloud shape. In this cloud shape, I just need to type the sentence cloud gaming. Just click on the shape, start typing immediately, it will be written, okay? Don't worry about creating any text boxes, just immediately start typing cloud gaming. It will type this text inside the shape. Format this text to display in bold black font. We need to highlight the text, we need to make it bold, and we need to change the font color to black. Make sure that the text fits within the shape and does not touch the border. The completed shape should look like this. So as you can see, we need to resize the text. We need to decrease the font size a little bit so that the cloud gaming sentence will be appeared on one line. So I'm going to highlight the text and make it 10, the font size 10. It's going to be fair enough, okay? This is how we draw the shape, and this is how we format the cloud shape as they mentioned in the question. Now, step number 10, which is the last step in the document task, they are telling you to spell check and proofread the document. In order to spell check and proofread the document, I'm going to go to the review ribbon and click on the spelling and grammar icon. Make sure, guys, that any word which is underlined with the color blue, it's a grammar mistake. You just ignore them. They don't care about the grammar mistakes, they care about the spelling mistakes. And any word which is underlined with the color red, it has to be changed. If it is an English word and written in appropriate way, you have to change it. But if it is just a name, sometimes the dictionary, they don't realize that this is my name because it's not added to the dictionary. So it will give you a red line under your name. You have to ignore these changes, okay? Any names related to people, related to street names, cities, any word which is capitalized, by the way, it's a name. So you just ignore them. Do not make any changes on these words, okay? I'm only going to change the English words. So realistic, it has to be written in this way. It does not have double L. So I'm going to tell them that you need to change it from double L to one L. Click on it, it's going to be changed automatically. Also, this word, it has to be included with only one M, not double M. So I'm going to click on the word to change it. This is what I mean. If you have a blue line, just ignore them, okay? They don't care about the grammar mistakes. They only care about the spelling mistakes. And this is my family name, so it's not added to the dictionary. So no need to change it. I'm just going to tell them that I'm going to ignore any mistakes written if they are related to my name or to my family name. When you are done with the spelling and grammar check, when it is completed, just click on OK. So this is how we change the spelling mistakes. All right. Now make sure that the list is not splitted over 2 columns or pages. There are no widow's orphans. There are no blank pages. Original stars are maintained. All stars are applied consistently, and spacing is consistent between all items. As I mentioned before in the previous videos, you have to make sure, guys, before you print out your document, that any bulleted list or numbering list, it has to be located in one column or on one page, okay? It's not going to be split it into two columns or two pages. Also the table, it has to be related to one column or one page. And you have to make sure that the subheadings of the paragraphs are related to its paragraph, okay? So if the subheading is on a column and it's a related paragraph on the second column, you have just to remove this subheading to the second column. So if I need to make double check for these things, you start from the beginning and go downward a little bit. As you can see, we have the first item of this list is on a column and the other related items on the second column. The items should not be split into two columns or two pages. So that's why I'm going to click or put the cursor right here and click on the enter button from the keyboard so that we remove this item to the second column so that they are all related to the same position. And as you can see, you can find out that this line related to this paragraph, this line, only this line, it's positioned on the first page, and the related lines for this paragraph on the second page. So I'm going to move this line also to its related paragraph because it's only one line. If it is one line or two lines, we prefer to move it to the related paragraph, guys, okay? If it is more than two lines, it's okay if you keep it as it is. But if it is only one line or two lines and the other related lines for this paragraph are on another column or another page, we prefer to move these lines to the related paragraph. So I'm going to click on the enter key so that it is moved to the related paragraph. And right here, make sure to delete this extra line because if you don't, maybe you will lose marks on it, okay? Double check to the end of the document if everything is okay. Yes, everything is okay. It's 100% accurate. When you are done, you're going to save, and then you're going to print the document by clicking on File and choose the icon Print. Then click on the print icon from here. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening, guys.